Fans, hello, welcome back. We are on to the Vegas Golden Knights. Gonna try to build these bad boys into a Stanley Cup winner. Got a pretty good foundation here to work with. 88 Stone, 86 Marchessault, and then we have Karlsson on that first line, Smith, Stastny, and Pietrangelo on the second. The bottom six could use a little bit of work clearly here. Nosek, Cousins, Reeves, Carrier, some guys that could be moved around, the grinders over there. Sniper? What? Am I getting the right guy here? Now, Carrier, I may be thinking of the wrong guy. Hang on. It's Carrier, Tuck, Reeves. It's got to be Carrier. Carrier is an absolute goon. Am I wrong? I swear I picked this guy up. If it wasn't this year, it was last year. He actually put up points. I'll give you that. He did score some goals. But this guy went out there and just completely knocked guys' heads off all season. Like, I picked him up strictly because he had like 200 some hits. Am I wrong for that? What's his checking in this game? Checking, hitting, checking. Where is checking? 85. They gave him an 85. He is young. I didn't realize he was only 24. He did put up goals, but I swear this guy was a hitting machine. Let's see. Yeah, 8 goals. I'd say that's pretty solid. 8 goals. That's pretty sniper-like. Shots 85. He didn't play a lot, obviously. That's going to do that. Hits. Yeah, 277. 277. I knew I picked him up for the hits. 8 goals. Okay, all right. Okay, then. Sure. Give him a sniper. Why not? All right, defense, though. Defense is Theodore, Smith, McNabb, Martinez, Merrill, and Holden. So the defense is actually what looks like it really needs the help here. The offense is solid. Honestly, I like the offense. We'll see what we can work with here. I want to see what we're fitting as far as schemes are concerned here. The Pietrangelo wants to play on the first line, so that's something we can work with there. Easy to make that happen. Who is our current right now? We have Playmaker, two-way. Oh, baby, we can make this work. Playmaker, two-way. So if we can move, man, what we really need is that right there. But Pietrangelo can't play center. What we need is a guy that can play first line center that is a playmaker. Stastny, maybe? Stastny, and why does that not get the job done? Is that a playmaker? Oh, because that's a playmaker. I was thinking sniper. My bad. So that's not going to work there. We're going to need a sniper first line. Okay, so Smith fits on the first line. I wish Pietrangelo could win draws. 67. Can Marshy win draws? 74. I mean, Karlsson can't win draws, honestly. So I guess it doesn't make a big difference if I put him at center or not. Now that I look at it, Karlsson's draws are literally 2 points better than Marchessault's. So Marchessault could play there. We could put Pietrangelo here, and then we leave Karlsson on the wing because he can't win draws. I was gonna say Stastny's a pretty good centerman there. So we can see what we can do with that right there. I think that could be a good start to this team. Stastny wants to play in that first line so badly. Man, what if we don't even put... It's not Patches. Who is it? Marchessault. Oh, Stastny, and what would that do? Yeah, that would do it. That would do it real nice. I like that. I was going to say, Stastny up there in that first line. He wants to be on the first. That could work. Then we have a center that can actually... Or a center that's supposed to play center. And then we can put William Karlsson and Marshy there. And then Smith right next to him. I like that. That looks good right there if we can make that happen. Two-way sniper, playmaker. Interesting. These guys must not fit on this line. Yeah, Karlsson doesn't fit there. Karlsson doesn't really fit anywhere, unfortunately, here. But we can make that work. And then, again, defense we'll have to work with. But it's nice to see that that's going to help out that offensive unit. We really just have to work on some bottom six. Fleury and Laner. They got Fleury. Fine, Laner. Good one. Actually, is that actually happening right now? I'm not sure. It's been a while. I haven't watched the hockey in like... I don't know, since it was on last, like a month ago. But I want to take a look at, real quick, the contracts that we're working with here on this team before we do too much here to see if there's anybody can work with. I have a feeling it's going to be tough because I know, this is still a team that was, post-expansion, took a lot of guys on contracts that teams didn't really want. So Stone top there, stud. Pietrangelo, Smith, and 83. That's going to be tough. Karlsson, Theodore, decent overall. Marchessault again. Tuck. Martinez is expensive. Ryan Reeves is a guy that at a 79 doesn't really need to be on the team at 2.7. Maybe we move him. What kind of cap space we got? None. Perfect. 0.475. So yeah, definitely got to move some guys here. There might be some guys in the system too, if I had to guess. Maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know how Laner sims up. I was going to say, if he sims up well, we can move Fleury because he's 7 million. We don't need 287 goalies. That's going to be tough though. How does Robin Laner? He's a big boy, 6'4". How would he sim up in this game? Man, an 87? How do you turn down an 87? We can move 6 million cap space And Fleury, I was gonna say he might be worth something, but he's a 34-year-old, so he probably isn't worth anything. We'll take a look at the system though, see if there's anybody down here that is on some sort of cap contract that's gonna hurt us. Really, there isn't any. Oh, for sure, maybe they'd have a guy down here in the minors that was a little overpriced, but it's not looking like it. Let's see what's out there though for Marc-Andre Fleury. Honestly, I mean, it's tough. Tough letting Fleury go, and it kills me to say that, but you don't need to stud goalies. Oh, he's got trade value for days. Oh man, Fleury. I'm sorry, but no trades found. All right then, sick, cool. Nobody really wants him. He is on a trade block though. Fleury's gonna be the man. Fleury's gonna be the man we move, I think, unless we can find somebody else that has a relatively high salary cap hit here that we can move. Again, I mean, we can always consider, you know, Holden as another guy, 2.2, but we're going to need more than that as far as cap's concerned. And I really don't want to have to go out there and say, here, take him on my cap and retain this, because that just raises the price tag on things. What's the draft picks look like here? We got the first, got a couple of seconds. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see if we can find ourselves. Do we go defense first? Go for a defenseman here? Yeah, let's go defense. Let's take a look, though, before we go defense, to see what we need to possibly boost the chemistry here on defense. Right now, we have Theodore doesn't want to play. Smith can play anywhere. That's nice to see. What are the player types here? Two-way and two-way, okay. Martinez, two-way, two-way. Is everybody two-way? Everybody minus Merrill is a two-way guy here. And Holden does want to play there. Merrill might be the guy that... Do we possibly move? I don't like having that low of chemistry there. Holden's got great chemistry, but at 79, you'd rather see the 79 go. McNabb fits there. Martinez fits there. Really plus ones across the board for the most part there, to be honest. What's Smith going to do on that fourth line? I'm curious. It would plus 3 if we put him down there. Yeah, they like that chemistry. So if we could find somebody that can play first line instead of Theodore, that would probably work if I had to guess there really well. And we can plus 3 that first line a little bit there. But man, it's still a weak D pair. At an 83-84, and that's what concerns me there. 88-88 on the shot blocking, 86 defensive awareness. Definitely needs some work there. So let's see what we can find here in the defensive market. All right, so I don't know what happened. We've been trying to find somebody to trade Fleury for. We went defenseman, stud after stud after stud after stud after stud. We've thrown on Cody Glass. We've thrown on first-round draft picks. We've just thrown the whole house at teams. And we can't make anything stick, and it's killing me because I really wanted to make something work here. I wanted to get Subban because the Devils are one of the few teams that actually wanted a, goalie, and we can't even do that because they can't retain salaries because they've already done it for 3 players. So the next question is, where do we go? I mean, we could talk about getting draft picks from these guys. They have Arizona and Vancouver's. That would be more ideal because the second we give them the second we get their draft pick, they're gonna become, better trade value because they have a goalie. And actually, I don't know though because they still have. I mean, they have Blackwood. How's Blackwood look from an overall standpoint in this game? Not high, right? Yeah, not high. 79. So it definitely helped their team there. So we're gonna go 2 seconds. We'll see what we can get from these guys just to get Fleury off the books here, so we can make some moves. 2 seconds and a third. I imagine that's not gonna go through, but we'll send it just to see what they think there. Trade rejected. A question whether you look at it. Okay, we'll go here, and bang, that is not going to work either. Still totally unwilling. We'll drop a third. That is not going to work there. I'd like to have your third though, and we're going to throw on one of our thirds for your, or not a third, your first. There we go. So we got 2 firsts for Marc-Andre Fleury from the Devils. We'll take it. We'll take it. That'll work. We're going to have to change the goalies, of course, there. We'll go auto fix roster. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Hopefully our goaltending situation is okay. I know our secondary or a backup probably is at Subban still, probably. But we're going to go back to this Pietrangelo trade that we was trying to work on earlier. He fits everywhere, all defensive pairings. I still want that stud defenseman. We moved Fleury. We now have the cap space. The problem with the St. Louis Blues before was we did not have cap space. So we're going to give them Cody Glass. We're going to give them draft picks that they don't want. Of course, that makes every trade good. And that is it. Glass. And for Pietrangelo, I'm willing to take on the cap hit and figure out the rest later. Trade rejected. That's okay. Pietrangelo is a future guy here. We're going to throw on a Devil's third. That's funny we had the Devil's third pick already. What do we couldn't trade for? So we're going to throw on. It's still cheaper. It could be way cheaper even if we throw on another first. Because, I mean, I thought Fleury was expensive before. People just did not want to take on that contract, I feel like. So I'm willing to make this potentially work here to pick up a stud defense, and we'll just throw them the house. But they still might not do this here, and that is what we're about to run into, it appears. We will go one more prospect, even though you guys don't want them. Send it. Yeah, that was... Oh, I would hope! I hope you like it. It's going to contribute to the success here. We just gave you our entire farm system for a 1-year rental. I thought we fixed that this year, where 1-year rentals no longer went for as much. Apparently not. No, I guess. We're going to edit these lines, so let's see what this team looks like with Alex Pietrangelo playing some defense. It should look nice. Oh, it's the HL. That scared me. I just about had a panic attack. Like, literally about lost it. I was like, hang on a second. We traded away our first line defenseman. That is not good. That is not good. All right, so we'll go back to the NHL here, see what the NHL looks like. So we're going to drop Holden, as we mentioned, probably. I'd imagine that's where we have to go here. Holden's got to go. Petrangelo's going to slot in. Let's see where he fits. Let's see the chemistry here. Yeah, he fit. Oh, yeah, third line. Yeah, that's where he wants to play. I love it. All right, so who was that? Who was the better first line here? Was it Shea Theodore or was it Smitty? It was Smitty. So if we can put... It looks like it's not going to change the first line's chemistry at all, though, so we might not have to worry about that. Yeah, it's definitely not. Smith can play the second line. He can play the third line. He's an 83. So Smith actually... I think we could pick up another 83, honestly, and we can move Smith to that third line and help boost that out. Does anybody else play third line? No, is the question here. And then we could still get that boost. Merrill's the problem here that we're obviously running into. So for certain there, I would like to see, was it Pietrangelo with that +3 this, just to take a look? Yeah, it would. So if we can get a guy that fits the bottom line, which seems to be just about everybody, I think that would work there. We can get rid of Merrill for, again, we don't even need a lot, just an 83 or somewhere around there to help out that line. I think everybody has two-way, right? We have one defensive defenseman, that is John Merrill. He's going to be gone now, so that'll work there. Again, like in the offense, we do have to pick up probably a bottom 6 guy or two if we can, and then we'll be good. I think we're going to look at Nurse here. He's an all defensive pairings guy. The last time we did an all D pairings guy, the bottom line was their best friend. There's a little bit of trade value, so we don't have to worry about that. $3 million on a salary cap, which is going to put us over the limit there. We do not have any players, and we are still so far over the cap. But we're going to have a little bit of cap here when Merrill leaves, I hope. That's going to not quite get us there still. So we'll see here. We'll see what we have laying around. We're going to have defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's that. Let's see what else we can do here. Goaltending is... Oh, it's Sparks. Oh, beautiful. Even better. Jeez, he might win us no games. We'll be all right. We'll just play Fleury all year. No big deal. Or not Fleury. Laner all year. No big deal. Hopefully, he doesn't hurt us at all there. Okay, let's take a look here. Salary caps. The thing with Vegas that's killing us is everybody's, like I said, because they got all those, those expansion guys right around that $4 or $5 million a year contract for everybody. And I think we're going to have to ask these guys just to retain salary on Nurse if we want to get him. We might have to go cheaper on a defenseman else. That might be the answer here as well. But we'll see what we can do here if they can retain some salary for us. And that'll get us to where we need to be, thankfully. Gonna cost us a little bit more there. I don't know if I want to go really expensive to get a guy like Nurse, though. We might go a little bit lower on the defense here. Oh, we got a couple first-round draft picks, so we'll go second round of New Jersey's and see what they think about that. They are not having any of it. I didn't expect it. They're retaining some salary for us. We'll go 2 seconds and Merrill for Nurse. That's pretty fair. I'm happy with that. For an 83, 2 seconds, more than happy. Now we can make some moves to go and fix up that bottom 6 here. We might go to Tampa here, Cirelli, and entry-level deal. And what I like about Cirelli is he can play center, he can play defense, he can do some of everything for us here, 81 overall. I'll see if Tampa has anybody else on this team here that could possibly help us out. Again, that is relatively cheap. Maybe we go Coburn, because it's not going to work. Patty Maroon would be nice. We actually looked at Patty Maroon too. He's a power forward, decent defensive stats. He's a little bit more expensive. I don't really mind that he doesn't fit on certain lines. We're going to try to get both of these guys. We're going to try Maroon and Cirelli. And heck, even if we do that, maybe that'll help us out from a forward standpoint where we can't afford so, or some of these guys are a little bit more expensive. Maybe it'll help us out where we can move potentially a Reeves who's 2.75. Because that's the power. Oh, he's a grinder. We don't need Reeves, actually, period. We're going to throw Reeves on there, period, in general. I don't even care. So we'll go Reeves, and then there's going to be... Who is our other forward? Carrier's great, and he's an entry-level deal, so we'll take that. There's another forward that's normally playing. Is there not? Maybe there isn't. So we'll stick with that. And hopefully that'll help us out. So we'll go you. Here, you can go. You don't really play anyway. We're just going to throw you on here to open some cap up. And see if we can throw on a draft pick here. I don't know what kind of draft pick they're going to want. Shouldn't take a lot. We're going to throw on 2/3 maybe. A couple thirds going to get the job done here for these boys. The Tampa would be over the salary cap maximum. Oh, we're going to have one of these problems, huh? One of these problems. We'll drop you. Does that fix it? No? How does that not fix the problem? We're just going to have to trade Reeves for a draft pick here real quick. See if we can get anything at all for him. It looks like a bunch of fits. There's a 4th and a 6th from the Devils. Just love doing business with these Devils right here. So there goes Reeves. That'll work there. That'll open up some cap space. Now we should be able to go back to Tampa, I hope, and pick up those 2 players, because I would really like to get those 2 guys on a team there if we can. And then once we get that done, we can start playing some games here, I think, and see if we put this team in a position to win. Should be an interesting season nonetheless. The guys that we put together here. So we'll go overall. It was make sure it was Sorelli. I wanted Coleman at one point in time too, I feel like, in maroon. So Sorelli maroon, Sorelli, there you go. Have a nice day. And we're gonna have to go straight draft picks, I guess, because they couldn't afford to take anybody on if I ain't mistaken here. So we'll go 3rd. Did I miss a 3rd? We should have a Devils pick laying around here. Devils 4th. That's probably like our 3rd to be fair though. The Devils 3rd there. And that's going to have us just barely in cap area, but we're there. We'll send it 2/3. That's not going to be enough. I can see by the trade meter right away that wasn't enough. So we'll have to throw in another. I don't want to go first. So I don't have to. Pick up these 1st-round draft picks. We're never going to use them. So we'll go 2nd, 2/3. Yeah, we'll do that. I have to overpay a little bit, I have to assume. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we got going on here, fellas. Hopefully a team that can win some games, because we are still pressed against the cap. Alrighty, so -3 on the bottom line. See, that always makes me happy when you see stuff like that. Who doesn't like a good -3 on the bottom line? That always helps out that 4th line. So we'll go maroon here, power forward, should help out there. Stevenson, no sec. I don't want you playing if you don't have to, I think. I think you're going to be the other guy that gets scratched here. And we're going to bring in, again, Sorelli. He's going to go here. You're going to go there. Stevenson, can you win draws? 78. You'd rather play on the 2nd, 3rd line. I get it. I respect that. Sorelli will play anywhere. Huck wants to be on the 2nd line. I don't think we can make that work unless Riley Smith is, yeah, he's a 2nd liner to play himself there as well. Patty Maroon wants to be. He doesn't mind anywhere. Why are we still getting a -1 then? Who's killing us here so badly? Cousins. Cousins is the problem. What if we put, I'll balance it out. It'll balance it out so we can get the minus there. Cousins might not even play. You got to play Nick Cousins, though, right? He's 26 years old now? How did he get so old? Well, look at the scratches here. If we drop Cousins, and it was, what, no sec? How would he fit here? More of a 2-way guy. What was Cousins? Cousins was, we'll take a look here. I'd rather have more defensive guys on the bottom lines anyway. I think Cousins was a playmaker, right? Yeah, he is. So I think I like that idea there better anyway. And we'll put you back up here. Oh, it's not going to work. Not going to work. Help us out here a little bit. Defensive defenseman. How did I get a defensive defenseman playing right wing? How did we just not notice that? Maybe that's the problem. Just possibly could be the problem, slightly to mediocrely, maybe. There we go. What do you know? Take a D-man off of the 3rd, 4th line, and all of a sudden things are just swimming. Still, bottom 6, a little weak. We'll see how they sim. Defense. Actually, hang on a second here. Yeah, that's what we want on that offense. Defense, Pietrangelo, Theodore, Nurse, Smith, McNabb, Martinez. Who was the guy that wanted to play 3rd line minutes? It was... both of our second? Yeah, it was. Perfect. Smith and Nurse both fit on that 3rd line. There's not a big difference in the overalls there. That should, yeah, boost a +3 there. Helps out the 3rd line. Hopefully Martinez and McNabb can hold their own here. Solid players. I think they'll be fine. We'll go to the special teams. Stone, Pacioretty, Pietrangelo. That looks good there. Stastny, Marchessault, that looks great there. The power play, happy there, happy there. We'll see how it goes. We'll let EA take care of the business. We best lines that before anyway. They should know better. And then, if anything, we might have to pick up a backup goalie later in the season. But let's get some games going. Some big changes here for the Vegas Golden Knights. But even with, I think we have to look at that. On the bright side, even with losing some prospects, even moving some draft picks, they're still sitting on 2 first-round draft picks this year. thanks to moving Marc-Andre Fleury. So yeah, there was some, shuffling around of some young talented players, but man, there's some young talented players and some future vets on this team now. I can make this Vegas team go out there and do some buzzing. Big start to the season, 6-5 W, then they lose the second one. Back-to-back versus the Sharks to start the year. That's different. 3-1 Vegas, though. Pietrangelo and friends making this team look good. Hey, we beat the Ottawa Senators! That is by far our biggest nemesis in these franchise modes. I swear, it's the Ottawa Senators. Our teams can never beat them. We build teams that can't beat the Ottawa Senators for whatever reason. Vegas, though, looking freaking great right now. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep on going. Again, I think the biggest thing we have to worry about if we're Vegas is the backup goalie position. But as long as we can dominate the regular season, who cares? Why waste, worry about going through the stress of it if we don't have to? Because the only time it's going to be a problem is regular season. Because, you get the postseason, backup goalie's not going to play. This team's hot. 25-1. What a start to the season for the Vegas Golden Knights. Man, these guys are playing some really good hockey. I like it. I'm surprised. I'm really... here comes the losing streak. I was going to say, I'm a little surprised, but I love it. That +5 first line's helping, but you throw in Pietrangelo, which you wonder what would happen throwing Pietrangelo on there, who didn't really fit the skill. Oh, no, he fit everything. Who am I kidding? He's the guy that fit everywhere, but you wonder putting, those mediocre 82, 83s on the second line, but they're good players, and it worked. And Shea Theodore playing with Pietrangelo's flourishing right now. Again, love to see it. 40 points out of Patches, 38 out of Stonykins, 38 out of Big Bill, to 34 out of Stastny. Sorry, Stastny, no nickname for you. Marciu, 31 there. Look at the plus minuses on this team. Woo, baby. These guys playing some good hockey. I love it. Shea Theodore, 6 goals, 9 assists, 25 points out of Petro. Everything is going swimmingly right now in Vegas. We'll see, though. Oh, no sack, baby. No sack. You want to talk to us about that? -4, pal? You are 78 overall. To be fair, it's showing. We might wait till the trade deadline. We'll give you a chance to bounce back, you and Stevenson. If there's room, though, and that's the thing. If there's room, there probably isn't. But if there's room, this team, 900 and 920 out of save. Look at that, man. Go 920 out of laner. The difference in goalies that sim up good, I feel like, is just astronomical on how well your team plays. 3.55 goals for. That helps, too, a little bit, I have to say. 3.55. 2.42 on the goals against per game. Killing it. Dominating the division right now. Dominating the league. 18.1% on the power play. If there's any, or 19.1. If anywhere could be better, it's there. But it's all right. I'd rather us have a little bit more of a defensive team. That I don't know how you call it defensive. 3.5 goals per game. Let's get to the trade deadline now. Let's get to the trade deadline for these fellas and see where these Vegas Golden Knights are. Or we can potentially maybe add on one extra piece to that bottom 6. But I kind of like how dominant we're playing right now. At the same time, we'll see. We'll see. This team can easily reel off, 5 or 6 losses in a row here, or out of 7 or 8 games, and all of a sudden, like we got happened here, and all of a sudden, you know what? There is a small weakness here. There's a small weakness we can work on, see if we can improve it there a little bit, help this team win games. It's also important that we have, Jordan Sparks playing some games in there as well, so you're going to pull up the losses with a 76 overall goalie from time to time, but Vegas is looking very good. 36 wins, 13 losses. I'm very happy with this team. If we can go all season without making any mid-season changes, let me tell you what, I call it a success. I call it a success, but I do see this team starting to show some cracks here. There's that losing streak we was talking about, and they're just reeling off the losses right now. That's what we needed, though. Going into the trade deadline, I wanted to see this team lose some games. You have to lose some games to find the cracks. Everything's going great. It's hard to find the cracks. You start losing some games, you start to see where the weaknesses are, and then you can start to make some moves here. So from a plus-minus standpoint, -15 out of Stevenson and Nosek, that line needs to be fixed. Clearly, they're struggling. Line of Nosek and Patty Maroon is a -11 as well. I don't like seeing that, but if he's playing on that line with those guys, that is obviously going to happen. And I think that's our main concern here. Nurse and Smith a -1, but again, product of that fourth line just completely falling off the wall. It's the fourth line, right? 10 minutes a night, might even be the third. Yeah, it's a fourth line. These three are playing together, and it's not looking well. Not looking well at all. So let's see if we can find a little bit more of some defensive guys. Again, if we get the 81-80 range there to move those two. The thing is, I think they're both on entry 1 million each. So let's see if we can find 2 million in cap space here to make something happen. Again, likely to be tough. Justin Williams +0 on this season. I don't mind that. Forward line 3. We can stick him on the 4th line. I like the Justin Williams idea there. Lindblom, another one. How's he doing on the season? That's Fanic, but how's he doing on the season? I think he's a -3, and he's a two-way guy. I don't think he's a two-way guy. Justin Williams, though, he looks like the lead candidate here. Vertanen, power forward. That always helps out having him power forward slide in there, but not on the bottom line where we're going all defensive guys anyway, I guess as much. Sorelli there, he is forward line 1 for Kovalchuk. I think Brassard's cheap, but I like Williams here. I like Williams, but the thing is we're going to have to find a center, I think, and that's the other concern here. And that's going to be what's tough, is finding that center. We'll see if the Carolina Hurricanes have a center laying around here for us that could potentially help this team out. Nachas, that's a nice center for us. A little pricey, but he's a nice center for us. Trocheck, you're expensive. They do want to move Jordan Staal, but he's got a ridiculous contract. But he's a two-way guy, right? Two-way Jordan Staal? Yeah, very good two-way guy. Man, can we find a way to make that happen? I don't think so, but that would be ideal. Let's see what we can look into here. Let's see what we can work in for our team here. We will go forwards, and we will go, who's going to move? Is Cousins even playing? 11 minutes and he's playing. Okay, who am I kidding? Cousins is playing. He must be the second line. So you go here, and you go there. That's going to put us, league approved. This must be, what? Jordan Staal getting free salary retained somewhere? I don't know why we have cap space. I'm not complaining. I'll let the next GM worry about next year. We just trying to win a Stanley Cup. Oh, man. Holy smokes. Vancouver must be getting a #1 overall pick. And Vancouver, look at that trade value. What a trade. Picking up that Vancouver first-round pick. EA doesn't know that it's a conditional first-round pick and lottery protected, clearly, because that would not be our pick there. That is part of the Devils' deal there. The Devils would love to see that next year. Nice Vancouver draft pick top there. Man, do we do that? I don't think so. I love how good this team's been. I know it's Stanley Cup or bust pretty much, but this team's been so good. We could have anybody, though. We could have anybody. Literally anybody with that trade value. I don't want to ruin a good thing. I don't. I really don't. Justin, come on. Come on, we're doing you guys a favor here. We're doing you guys a really good solid. And Vegas just looks disgusting for the future. I don't know how the salary cap situation is going to look. But as far as everything else, this team just looks dirty. You got that top. They're going to get a top 3 draft pick this year, for crying out loud. And they got another one. Whoa. Thank you. Nice doing business with the guys. We'll go edit these lines real quick, see what we have working, and head into the postseason. Hopefully a team ready to win some games. Jordan Staal on that bottom line. That's going to be nice. That is going to be really nice. Do we move Jordan Staal up a line by chance there? I mean, we could. Let's see how they fit here. Jordan Staal, he does fit better on this 4th line. But I kind of don't want to mess with Sorelli if I don't have to. He looks like he fits better on the 3rd. Cousins is a guy that, again, if you wanted a replacement, Cousins could be your man. How's he looking on the season? He's a +4. He's actually been playing well, so you don't want to get too, I guess, anxious per se here. 17 hits, 9 blocks, 33 giveaways, 23 takeaways. Not the worst stats. Not really hitting anybody this year for whatever reason there. His role's depth forward, though. That's the other concern. I like that bottom line. Do we go big? Do we go big? Add 1 player to that bottom 6. I don't think we can touch these other lines. They're just playing too well. Marchessault's playing like a stud and a half. I think we're going to keep what we have. I find it so much more satisfying if we can win the Stanley Cup without having to move a million draft picks around, without having to, tear apart the entire team. Which, don't get me wrong, we've done some, team reconstructing here, but the fact that we have a potential top 5 overall draft pick next year, another first-round draft pick next year, and we've managed to, get guys like Pietrangelo who can stick around in the future, I think we've done a very good job of setting this team up, not just for this season, but for the future. For that reason, we're going to keep it where it is because we're a winning team right now. The losing streak will hopefully end here shortly. We're winning 2 of the last 3, beating up on them New Jersey Devils. And Vegas looks, unless the wheels completely fall off, already have 90 points, 94 points this season. So they should be in good shape here to make the playoffs. The question is, how far do they go? They've already clinched the spot. There it is. 3 weeks left in the season. And Golden Knights have locked down I was going to say the division, but there it is. The Sharks coming around there. Got a tight battle between the two. The Sharks playing some good puck this season as well, it looks like. And Vegas continues to reel going into playoffs. A concern. Hopefully things get better here, though. Anaheim in the first round. W to start it. I tell you what, Anaheim's been a tough team in these sims. They seem to sim up really well every season. 84 out of Patches, 80 out of Stone, and then we've seen I'm looking at the assist for a second. 80, 72, 62, so some good performances this season. 45 goals out of Max Pacioretty. What a season. Marchessault was a -1. I don't know what he was doing to be down there in that area, but Patty Maroon -14, Staal -2. So we've seen them bottom line start to play better. They was pretty much right around 0, which we'll take. I'll take that out of the bottom 6 if they can stay even there. Keep the top lines and the other teams in check there if they can as well. 42 and 21 out of laners. So we've seen them regress. Again, that was expected. When you seen the regress, that was going to, reflect when it came down to it in the win total there. And we've seen it pretty clear as day there for these guys. We'll take a look at the standings here real quick for Vegas. Just see where we finished up. 102, 106 out of the Sharks. Going to be a tough team. And I'm right there at 90. It should be an easy one, but you never know. There's no easy games in playoffs. The goals against and goals for both go in the wrong direction to end the season. But to be fair, the Vegas Golden Knights were playing well beyond their means, well beyond any means. It was killing it. 3.5 goals for, 2.4 goals against. You had to see a little balancing act there. But can the balancing act, not get too out of control here and pick up the W against these Anaheim Ducks? 2-0 series lead early against the Ducks. Can we get the 4-game sweep going? No, not going to happen. Going to drop game number 3 in Anaheim. Going to win game 4. That ever so pivotal 3-1 series lead that ever so often turns around and ends in game 6. Thank you. Thank you, EA. We appreciate that. Game 6 concludes it. It's going to be the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche upset the San Jose Sharks. Don't got to face them now, fellas. Colorado, though, they're hot. Can they do the same to us that they did to the Sharks? We shall see. Losing game 1, shutout in game 2. Not looking good for these Colorado Avalanche early. Can they get game 3? They can. 8-3. They got it all right. Jeez, that is a goal. Oh my, 2 straight games. The goal scoring parade, the 2-0 series lead has all but evaporated, but it is 3-2 now, heading back to Colorado. Haven't lost the home game yet. You can't lose the series till you do. There we go. Game number 6 going to those Colorado or these Vegas Golden Knights. It is the Predators and the Vegas Golden Knights in the conference finals. Game 1's a big fat L. Going into game number 2 is another big fat L. Not the way you want to start this series. Game 3, no! Vegas, no! Not the sweep. We can't take this 2 series in a row. 2 straight series with the sweep? No. Please win this game. Please win this game. Thank you. Please win one more. One here? Yeah? One more? Just because we asked nicely. I won't ask again. Please win this game. Please and thank you. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We might ask one more time. We might have to ask one more time. Maybe. Just maybe. This will be the last time. Vegas up 1-0 early. Paul Stastny, baby. Vegas up 3-2 after 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I ain't going to say anything, but, this might be some karma. Last episode we did, the Vancouver Canucks were just running through playoffs, and then they got reverse swept. Was it the second round, third round? A little good karma for us. Nashville up 3-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights, and they're going to drop it. They're going to lose 4 straight to the Vegas Golden Knights, and Vegas for second time in 3 years? Second time in their 3-year history are going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Washington, the rematch. Capitals Vegas coming back. Will it be the same this time around? Game number 1, Ovechkin's Capitals get shut out by the Vegas Golden Knights. Game 2, 1 goal is all they're going to get. Vegas ahead 2-0 early against the Capitals. Going to lose game 3. These road games have been tough, understandably so, but the Vegas Golden Knights find themselves 1 game away from winning the Stanley Cup, and they're going to drop that one. They ain't going to score a goal. You might as well not score a goal. If you're going to give up 8, you might as well save the goals for game number 6. Am I right? There she is. The Vegas Golden Knights are your Stanley Cup champions. And let me tell you what, let me remind you, they're not just Stanley Cup champions, but they are looking to have a top 5 draft pick next year. Incredible. Stanley Cup winners, and they are in position to have a just completely disgusting draft pick to go along with it. Let's take a look here real quick, just to take a peek at where the Vancouver Canucks did finish. 27th, a top 5 pick. Stanley Cup winners, top 5 pick. Again, lottery protected, but they're not in the lottery right now. That's crazy. Also, lottery protected. I think it was playoffs protected. It was Arizona or one of the other. I don't remember which one it was for the Devils. But that is going to conclude this video. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.